Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Best Nerd Life, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Thrifts, a video series where I go around my local and not so local charity shops to try and find some nerdy bargains. Today I've got an absolutely massive haul, including a TV, some Starlink merchandise, and a whole manner of other things. So, without further ado, let's get going. Let's start off with my current favourite charity shop, and I found this Game Track pack, which it's basically like Nintendo Labo, but way before Nintendo Labo, where you have kind of strings attached to your wrists and you kind of replicate the movement of, swinging a golf club, and it replicates that in the game. I've already got one of these, and to be honest, I've found so many of these. Probably found about 4 altogether. But I don't want one. I don't want another one. Aside from that Game Track, I also found a bunch of CD, DVD cases. If I had the capacity and the space at home, I would have totally got these because they were like £2 each. And it's always good to have, replacement cases for games, CDs, whatever. But as I said, I just don't have the space at the moment, so I just left them all. Sadly, kind of regret it. I also wandered into the book section and I found something under this little pile of books. And that something was the Brady Games Guide for Grand Theft Auto 4. What a fantastic game, and also what a fantastic find. I'm definitely picking this up. It was in good condition and it was really cheap. I think it was like £2 or something like that. Totally picking that up. Moving on to another book section in another shop, and I found a bunch of manga. Now, a lot of this stuff I didn't really recognise, so I didn't pick it up, and it was just random books from different series, so I left them all, and I'm sure they're a good find for someone else. However, mixed in with this stuff was a book that I wanted, and this is to do with Brexit. I'm not going to say the title, but yeah, you can see it there. I'm not an overtly political person on this channel, and I'm not planning to be, but I just like to keep up to date with current affairs, I'll say. Moving a bit further into the shop now, and I found a bunch of PlayStation 2 games. There was quite a good selection here, but a lot of these I can get for kind of half the price or cheaper than what they are actually selling them at, so I decided to leave the majority of them. However, I did see a select few that caught my eye, including The Sims right there, as well as something else in this next stack. Not Crazy Frog, Van Helsing. I actually remember playing that game as a child, so it was really cool to get back to my childhood with it. Moving on to the bric-a-brac section of another shop, and I managed to find kind of like a generic Game Zone metal sign. I have seen this quite a lot in kind of proper retail stores, but you know what? I'm just not interested in something like that. But it was good to see, I guess, so I'll put it in this video. I don't know. Moving on downstairs in this same charity shop, and I found a bunch of Skylander stuff, like a lot of stuff. Like you can see here, like a bag full of it. I don't really know much about Skylanders. I don't know if this is a good deal or not, so I just left it. But eventually I might get around to collecting that kind of stuff. But this bag was really interesting, and also there was a backpack here, again with some Skylander stuff in it. Clearly the person who donated this stuff was probably a big fan. Moving on to another charity shop here, and I found this tiny TV for £5. However, it was actually on a half price day, so I did actually get it for £2.50, which I think is an absolute steal. Yeah, it seemed to work fine, and I have been playing with it, and it seems to be fine. So yeah, fantastic deal. I also found this absolutely monstrous Betamax recorder. They were selling it for £20, but on the day it would have been £10. I was so tempted to get this, so tempted to get this because it's an absolute monstrosity and I've never had one before, but I just don't have the space for it. I don't have any Betamax tapes. I just wouldn't know what to do with it, so it would have just been like buying it for the sake of buying it. So I did leave it, and I do kind of regret leaving it. Across from that Betamax recorder, I did find a bunch of VHS tapes. And recently I've really gotten into collecting these, so I was really tempted to get a few of these. I did only get one though, and that is the Rugrats movie, because I remember absolutely loving that as a kid. So, big bit of nostalgia right now. Next to those VHS tapes were a bunch of cassette tapes. Now I have some fantastic memories of listening to Val Doonican as a child. My nan used to put him on, and he's got a really funny song called Delaney's Donkey. Just some really fantastic memories here. So I did pick up a Val Doonican cassette, but I do always check as well to see if there's any game cassettes in there, because you never know. Moving on now, and I found this thing, which is a Starlink Battle for Atlas game pack for the Nintendo Switch. Now straight away I was really interested in this, even though I've already got it, because it was still in the box. However, as you can see, it's properly beat up, and when you open up inside, there's just not a lot of stuff there. And because I've already got it, the box was beat up, all that kind of stuff, I just left it. But you know what, I am glad I left it, because there's actually better Starlink things to come. Moving on now, and I found a few games, not absolutely fantastic, but one thing I do want to point out is not Guitar Hero 3, but Enter the Matrix, which I'm just about to pull out. I used to love this as a kid. I want to say that my taste in games has gotten better, so yeah, I left it. Moving on to a car boot here, and I found a bunch of things in this bag. Although I didn't get any of them, I probably should have. I probably should have offered them like, you know, a couple of quid for the entire bag and then flipped the things that I didn't have. But I just didn't feel like doing that at the time. So yeah, I kind of do regret not getting it. Got some more VHS tapes here, and yeah, I was so tempted to get a lot of these. However, I'm just trying to be really conservative with the things I buy right now, because I don't have that much space. But I did absolutely get that South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut, because what a film, what a film. Now this is definitely a first. I haven't yet found a PlayStation 5 game on a car boot sale or in a charity shop, until now of course, and I was going to get this because, you know, it was £8. However, I did notice it was kind of like an online multiplayer game. I'm just not interested in those. But you know what, for £8 I probably should have got it. But I didn't, I left it. Back into the charity shops now, and I found a bunch of PC games like Prey, which I really enjoyed at the time. Also Empire Earth 2 Gold Edition, which I think is a fantastic game. Don't know why I didn't pick that up. The Incredibles, yeah, Zoombinis, all that kind of stuff. Some really interesting stuff here. Also found this absolute beast of a typewriter. This is an Olivetti Lettera 37. What an absolute beast, and just for £20 as well. I really love that red key over there. Yeah, I really just don't have space for this kind of stuff, and I probably wouldn't know what to do with it, so of course I left it. Now this next find is pretty cool. As I did mention, I did find some more Starlink stuff. This is a much better deal. £4 for a ship and some weapons, still sealed, kind of wrapped up in some tape. I do really like Starlink. I've got the Nintendo Switch version with Fox McCloud. Absolutely fantastic. I will be using this. I also found another chunky kind of typewriter. This is a Smith Chrono Corsair. To be honest, the light is doing a proper number on it. I will try and fix it in post. That's a terrible thing to say, but yeah, it just looked absolutely fantastic with those keys, the red highlights. Just love the whole design language of this thing. But I don't have space for it, so I left it. On to another charity shop here, and as you can see, there's a pretty generic keyboard there, but that's not what's interesting. This entire Playmobil set for £20. I don't know why I didn't get this, but this is a Ghostbusters themed playset. I adore Ghostbusters, especially the newest one that came out, Afterlife, just absolutely fantastic. This was a really nice thing to see. All the characters, some pieces were missing of course, but yeah, for 20 quid, probably should have got it, but I didn't. In the same place as that Playmobil set, I also found a few consoles and other electronics like this Wii, a whole bunch of games, Wii Fit. Nice, nice collection there. Wouldn't really pay £50 for it, so of course I did leave it. But I did find a boxed DS Lite with a bunch of games. Now the games themselves weren't fantastic, but you know what, for the box, the console and the games, 40 quid I think was a good deal. And then last but not least, I decided to go into my local CEX to see if I could find anything. And I did. I found Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color. I adored this game as a child, and you know what, for £8, I think that's pretty good, so I got it. And take a look at this absolutely ridiculous haul that I got in this video. Everything from a TV to VHS tapes to a portable console with a bunch of games. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely love going around charity shops and car boot sales, because you just don't know what you're going to get and you don't know what prices you're going to get them for. This was definitely a shorter video than usual, but it was jam-packed full of awesome stuff. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do all that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.